Thought I would pop on and do a impromptu live real quick because it's been a minute. I've missed you. So, for those of you who are catching the replay, please put replay in the comment section and where you are watching from. For those of you who are catching this immediately, we are going to be doing collective. And if you need some personal attention from tarot with answers and guidance, I will be happy to focus on you and give you a reading at a deeply discounted rate. All that information is in the description box. It's 5, 11, 22, and 44. All the links are there on the link tree to be able to take care of business. I've missed y'all. I hope you had a good holiday season for those of you who celebrated last week. For those of you who didn't, it has been a minute. I am in the States, so I did succumb. Hello, Lisa. Hi. The award goes to the reigning champion. How are you? How was your holiday? I was just talking about my absence. I was explaining my absence. I missed you. How are you? What's going on? Oh, let me put the chat up. I keep forgetting. So everybody can see everybody. You are on YouTube. I've got Facebook also connected here as well. Hope everybody had a very safe and festive holiday season. I don't particularly celebrate Thanksgiving, although I am eternally and always grateful. It is a fantastic frequency to manifest in, so I try to be there as often as possible. Plus, it invites in more reasons to be grateful. When you are looking for reasons to be grateful, right, you start to kind of ruminate that energy, and universe hands you more reasons, right? We do want to create from that energy. So always grateful that day and always. The traveling was good. I am very proud of my person. He is a fantastic driver. The 2 teenage boys in the back seat for 10 hours. That was the entire thing was a learning experience, you know what I mean? So it was good in that way. Always great to see everybody. He has a very big, lovely family. They were very warm and welcoming, and it was fantastic. So there's my notification letting me know I am successfully online. You're doing fine, just fine. That's all you can give me? You're just going to give me fine? That's it? That's it. 9 of Pentacles. Are you working on it? Oh, look, 9 of Cups. Oh, look, 8 of Pentacles. Working on it? Oh, are you? I am. Taking note and stock, right? Taking note and stock is of seeing some things and some patterns, maybe some habits that I want to kind of kick to the curb. We do have that Gregorian New Year coming. I have great success with that just because I'm a great intention setter. And when I set my mind to something, consider it done. Almost because I get so irritated at myself at undoing work I've already done or having to redo something I've already done again. So there's so much Virgo in my chart that I try very hard to not have that, but I am stubborn to a T, right? And once my mind's made up, it's made up. And so I have no problem getting rid of things. It's just a matter of me kind of replacing it. I need to figure out what to replace it with. I always do better with that. But I'm a good intention setter. Hey, Jax, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome back. I was just talking about that holiday season. I don't know if you're in the States or not. If not, I was just explaining my absence. I am in the States, and me and my person took a little trip. 5 hours there, 5 hours back, overnight trip, very successful. Lovely family, always good. You know what I mean? Always warm to be around people who want to see you. You know what I mean? So very blessed, very lucky that way. Very cool. It was my second year being away from my parents, so that's different. It's weird. But I am a big girl. Austria. Okay, perfect. I thought so. I had a feeling it was not here. I didn't know Europe. I was thinking more southern than that, but okay, cool. Europe. I believe that is my father's ancestry is Europe. I'm not exactly sure of the parts. I'm thinking English, Irish. And my mother is definitely French and Hawaiian, but not French Hawaiian. As I do believe there is a French Polynesia, but she's not that. Her mom's mom was French and her father is Hawaiian. Anyway, so I'm a mutt and I like it. Aren't we all though, right? I don't know any purebreds left anymore. I mean, Irish, English, French, and Hawaiian. With a little sprinkle of Pacific Islander. Yeah. Thank you. Many returns. I don't know if any of you know your ancestry. I'm sure it's a lot more complicated than that. I think it took something like, I think I saw it somewhere. It was like 800,000 people or 80,000 or something enormous, an enormous amount of coupling it took to make you happen. When you look back at the generations and the generations and the generations, like all of the history that it took to make you happen, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So to pinpoint exactitudes nowadays, I have a feeling it's probably pretty cross-contaminated, as we say in the hair biz. How is everybody? I feel like we're going to be doing some collective. I was just giving it time to kind of build up a little bit. I got about 5 personas aquí. I got about 5 people in here. This one wants to be out. 9 of Cups. Are we feeling single as a Pringle? Real independent? Are we working on our dreams? Are we working on our wish fulfillment? Have we been sitting stagnant for too long? Irritated that things aren't moving faster? Annoyed that things aren't moving faster? You got big dreams. You want to start building things. You want to start growing things. Hello. Building and growing. Yes. Time to move forward. I felt like that Chariot card was out here. Cancer energy. Also, all the fixed signs are here with that World card. That's all the fixed signs of, let's see, don't help me. It is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Yes, yes, yes. I'm pretty good. You're a historian? Awesome. I love history. I love history and science. Don't know much about history. Don't know much about biology. My guides are so goofy. I apologize. Okay. Working. I do feel that. I got the 2 of Cups with the Emperor with the Ace of Wands and the 10 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. Ooh, there may be. Ooh, look at this. Okay. Ooh. Okay, y'all see that? You are not experiencing a glitch in the matrix. There are 2 10 of Swords in this particular deck, the Modern Witch. The Modern Witch. Do I have the box? I do. Aren't you in luck? For those of you who also read, as you well know, the Modern Witch. I love this deck. Very, very cool. It's very divine feminine focused. Very divine feminine focused. Yeah. Most of the kings are also queens. I believe the Emperor is also a divine feminine and a masculine sort of presentation, but it's very fluid, very neutral, right? So pretty cool deck. But the 10 of Swords in this one, 10 of Swords is one that is with regular Rider Waite, and the other one says, everything is fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. So endings aren't always bad, is what this is wanting to remind us of, okay? Chronicler. Okay, chronic. chronicler. That's a word. I do love a $10 word. I'm a big fan because I'm a reader, so I love that. I love the written word. So, hello, Jess. How are you, gorgeous? All my fantastics are here. Good to see you. How was your holidays? Are you in the States? I believe you are. I believe you are. I like this one though. Everything is fine. Endings are fine. This chick right here, she's already on her phone. You'll see her there. See her on her cell phone. She's like, you know what? I'm just gonna get on my little Instacart and I'll have a delivery sent. I'm gonna download these apps and I'm gonna sit and have a binge fest and watch all of the movies that I've been backed up on, everything I need to catch up on, and I'm just gonna have a little self-soothing weekend. So you're planning for it already, right? You're just gonna have this little moment where you just kind of have your glow up weekend, and then boom, like a horse out of the chute, right? From that point forward, this is a reinvention of yourself. This feels independent. This feels like a focusing on self, focusing on dreams, focusing on wish fulfillment. The Emperor with the Two of Cups sitting back here. I know y'all think of this. Two of Cups, though, Cody, isn't that a partnership? Isn't this with meeting somebody? Love, love, love. Yes, when the cards also pair in that way. These particular cards are talking about working, moving forward, creating a new foundation to build upon, to grow something new. And the Two of Cups is a partnership of love, but this doesn't always have to be with another person. This is a pairing and a partnership of your higher self. This is a reconnection to a lot of partnerships that maybe have gone by the wayside, right? Old friendships, family we haven't seen in a while is starting to touch base again, resurfacing. You know how it is when you get into a relationship and you go through it and you kind of you bow out and you hunker down and you deal with it because you don't really want to bog people down. And maybe you told people some things about, having a great life, and now you got to come back out and kind of with your tail between your legs and say, well, never mind. Just kidding. And then you got to come back out and start back over again, yet again. I just released a reading just now, starting over again, yet again. Not a bad thing. A blank slate is always a bad thing. Doing okay? Claim it. Claim better. Doing fantastic. Onwards and upwards, right? Because when paired out here with the Two of Pentacles, and we have the King of Pentacles, and when we have the Emperor card out here, this is a lot of focus on working and figuring out a new plan, a new direction, and nothing but heavy, intense focus on building something more solid, building something out of a more grounded energy, kind of figuring out what needs to go and what can stay, where you're feeling most passionately driven towards, what you're wanting to create now that you're closing these old cycles, and getting excited about this, turning your pain into your gains. That's transmutation. Transmutation is not always about, surface level things. This is an all over. This is a reinvention of yourself sometimes. I know a lot of you get frustrated. I can't tell you how many times I've started over. Probably as many times as there are swords here. About, at least this many times that I have reinvented myself. Here I go again, yet again. But when you're more centrally and independently focused, you can really create something based on what you love and what you want to do, instead of having to compromise or adjust or creating a life based on old you, based on knowledge that you used to have. And it's not always about kind of sitting with what we know, and that's who we are, and that's all we know, and there will be nothing else, because there's so much. Once you start to take in information and learn things, then you would be amazed at how much there is to know. So it's about detaching, right? Mourning and grieving the old self is perfectly okay. This is not without its own disappointment of these painful realizations of, I thought I knew something. I thought I learned my lesson. I thought I had it right this time. I thought, right? The swords are harsh reality of harsh truths realized, which is, you know, not to be cruel, but that's life. That's what life is. Life is not without the polarity of, the good and the bad of every single choice and decision we make. It's not always a perfect and exact decision without any sort of consequence, no matter what, because there will always be something else because of what you are choosing, because this is why we have that desire to keep going, to keep moving, to keep evolving, to keep developing, to keep learning. Life is meant to be a series of lessons and realizations and envelopment of a reinvention of self, growing and evolving. And even when you feel like you've learned it all and you've acquired a lot, isn't human nature always to understand and realize there is a little bit more? It doesn't have to be a bad more. It doesn't have to be a toxic more. It doesn't have to be, anything, negative. It doesn't have to be the negative unless you focus on the negative. When we focus on the negative, we create negative. And you can self-sabotage if you get hyper fixated in that energy. That feeling. When you start to fixate on that energy and you start to focus on what's going wrong, and then another thing happens, and then another thing happens, and then another thing happens, and you have got stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage by fixating and focusing. I apologize for these scammers. So when you're reloading my page, reload it then. Oh, it's because I got rid of the scammer. Sorry, y'all. Okay. I apologize for that distraction. And y'all realize that no legitimate reader will ever reach out to you, because it's robbing you of the opportunity to connect with your higher self and be called to receive message in an authentic, organic way. When somebody is guilting you or baiting you or forcing you into telling you what's going on, it's a scam. There's no way that can happen. It has to be of your own fruition, between you and your higher self, telling you that you feel drawn to this energy because something resonated in you and you felt called to connect with that person. Okay. Any other thing is somebody trying to guilt you and play on your sensitivities. And I can't stand those types of people. Be very, very wary of those types of people, because they will play on your desperation and your sadness and your grief. And it is gross. So y'all be wary of that. Okay. All right. All right. You get trapped there all the time. I know. It's this thinking of, I didn't do it right once again, and the mourning and the grieving, but that's okay. That's okay, because what you are is you're still able to create, because you created the time before that. You created the time before that. You have these desires and dreams, and then things happen in your life that cause you to reinvent the dream, right? We don't just exclude people from our lives if we feel drawn and called to have that connection. Sometimes there is a soul contract or a soul connection that you have to experience. You're called to come into that connection to experience a lesson. You don't know what that is until you have it. And you don't know why you have that lesson until you need it later. Ain't life fun? So fun. Ooh, learning and learning and applying and learning and applying and it's like applied science, right? You go in and you experiment, and when the experiment doesn't work, right? If it blows up in your face, if it hurts your hand, sometimes it goes well. We don't stop at the one. We want to still continue to create and grow and evolve and develop, right? There are a few, I guess. I don't know. I say we can't and we don't. We shouldn't. We're not built for that, honestly. We really aren't. There are instances beyond my personal comprehension, but I do know how psychology and mental illness of the like, that those things work in a certain way of which I am not qualified to speak of, but I have a deep understanding of it, having spent enough time in my life in many therapist offices to understand that that is a very helpful tool that they can give you to help you, to give you the tools to work through problems and issues, to solve them on your own. But you have to want to do that, right? There are people out there who just feel like they are overwhelmed by it. And that is unfortunately, every single individual person has their own unique circumstances and situations and instances. And whatever they choose to attach to, Six of Cups, the past, whatever they choose to attach to that creates the person that they are choosing to be, right? Because it's all a choice. It is. It really is. It honestly is. When you have understood a pain and just decided to not feel that anymore and to redirect that focus into something else, you understand what it is to have a choice, to choose to focus on something and to recreate that instance over and over again, and to sit in self-sabotage and to focus on the negative and create from there, or to choose different and to just say, you know what, I am not that. That does not define me. That is not the totality of who I am. It is not the character of my existence. It is not the content of my heart. It is not the person that I am presenting to the world. My experiences and the people that I chose to, you know, give my time and energy to and have lessons from. Right. And speaking in a very matter of fact way, I could, I don't. I always think of how I sound sometimes. I get a little self-conscious at how I sound sometimes because I do. I read a lot, so I sound. I don't know. I feel like I need to just be a little bit more fun and more edgy, more because I hear some of the way some people talk online, and I'm like, man, I don't know, because they're like, okay, Hunty, you need to do this and don't be going with this mother, when they're cussing at you and I don't play and don't do that and you ain't never seen nothing like. And I'll catch myself talking and I'm like, where does this come from? I'm like, oh yeah, my guides, and I read a lot. Okay. You're awakening. You're awakening. There's another two sitting back here. Your awakening has set you into this energy of feeling, you know, not out. You're down, but you're not out. And this is a moment. This is just a moment in time. And this is saying, you know what? This is me using this and turning this into something that is going to improve me moving forward, right? This is you figuring out how to turn that into your gains, your pains into your gains. The strategy is how do you not do what you did before? Not recreate these scenarios over and over again, right? I hear this a lot. I'm so tired of the lessons. I'm so sick and tired of the lessons of experiencing this over and over again. Well, then it is time to do differently, right? Try a different approach next time. There is something that keeps happening and you need to catch that in the moment. Be like, this feels familiar. This feels very familiar, okay? And I don't need to rush into anything. I'm just going to take my time here. Thank you, Jax. Mwah, thank you. So, this is about you looking at this and kind of catching these moments and saying, you know what, this feels familiar. I've been here before, right? I've been here before. What did I do last time? What did I do last time that felt like a something comfortable that I just kind of eased into, right? Something that I feel familiar with. Maybe it's a learned behavior that you picked up over time, and it's something that you got to break a habit of, right? This could be something like people pleasing. This could be something like, discovering that you might be an avoidant attacher, right? You're somebody who is, what's an avoidant attachment? What's the other one? Help me out, spirit. The anxious attacher. You could be an anxious attacher. You could be, you could look at, the experience of how you meet people, and you could maybe change that. Bless my friend's heart. Oh gosh, I have been coaching her through this thing, and I have been helping her through this thing. And she has said, no more apps ever. I am done. I'm done with dating apps. I'm done. And I said, girl, I didn't even know that's how you had found him. I felt like it was something icky. Like there was some kind of a way that you were low vibe, that this dude attached to you because you are a freaking queen. And this dude has taken you and taken you and taken you. And I think it was a familiar thing. And it was a familiar thing before. And she was like, no more apps. And I was like, hell yeah, no more apps. What is that? No, no. No, and it's not feminine, honestly, to be I get it. For some people it's just, you're deathly shy and there's no other way. Some people are heavily secluded and you don't have any other way. There aren't, you don't go to bars, and you don't really have a lot of common hobbies where you can intermingle in that way. Sometimes it just is that you just want to be there, but you got to really, really, really use discernment and take that time, baby. Take that time. And those things are like shopping through a flip book and saying, this one, I'll try this one on. You have this in a size, let's see, how big am I? Yeah. Cool. I'll order this one from the catalog, and then it comes in, and then now you have it, and now you got to try and create a relationship out of it. Okay. Oof. Yikes bikes. Oh, yes. Hi, Ramon. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm just now looking at the chat. Hi. Hello. Bye, Jess. It was good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Yes, I would love to do a reading soon. I'm always available. You just know where to find me, and we will schedule it. Okay. So this is the strategy, like figuring out the different path. Like you could have been going in the path of least resistance so far, right? Because it's what you know, it feels familiar, it's what you do. You could be like, okay, well, it didn't work with this person, it didn't work with this person. You might be thinking it's the person. So you're trying it on all these different people, when in fact, what's the common denominator in that? The approach, your method, your time frame, the experience of it, how you divulge information, the way you procure information, right? There's a whole methodology, right? That needs to be looked at. Maybe it's like catching something that feels familiar and redo it in a different direction. A lot of times we go out and looking for a job in the pick me type of energy. Maybe you start to look for a job in what can you do for me? How can you reward my effort that I'm going to provide for you? How are you going to what is it? Help me out, spirit. This Mercury retrograde has got my tongue tied up. How are you going to entice me, right? How are you going to entice me to be more productive, to want to do more, to go that extra mile, right? And so you start turning the interview on the interviewers, Yes, you need somebody in this position, but who am I replacing? What happened there? Tell me about that. What kind of situation am I getting myself into? Am I coming into a toxic work environment? Is it something where I'm going to have to detach from every single day? Y'all going to surprise this on me later, or I'm stuck and I'm here and you baited me with, good money and benefits, or y'all going to keep the benefits from me, or the benefits, or how long have the benefits been in place? Is this something that could change? Interview them. The things you want from the company, ask about that, doing a different approach, maybe looking at something you've always wanted to learn and figuring out how to carve out time in your life to make that happen. Start shifting things around. Start maybe asking people to help you with your workload a little bit. If you need to maybe get some help with your workload at the house, if you need to have some help with the kids so that you can have some study time, whatever that is. Mwah! Hi, Grace. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome. I missed you. I have been doing the American holiday crap, and I had to detox all that energy off of me. And until my channel is completely connected again, I don't bring that to any of y'all. You're welcome. So I'm back. You're starting to ask, how can you serve me? Exactly. Yes, because we give and we give and we give. And that's the thing. It's about, you need to start budgeting about who's getting what you're giving, right? Because what you have is valuable. And you need to start being aware of where you're providing that energy, what's serving you, what is to the betterment of your future, right? We don't just want to like give and drain of ourselves. My poor mom, she had a job with the very, very, very big phone company, not one but the other one, right? There's the two top dogs. She worked at one of them 80 hours a week, and they would have taken more if she had it in her. And they would send her to these ridiculous things, and then they just dropped her after 25, almost 30 years of service. They just dropped her and said, "No, we're going to redo the whole thing." And they brought in a whole new staff, a bunch of young people that were new and cheaper. Just dropped her just like that. I mean, they gave her an amazing severance package. I'm not going to just dog them out. They gave her an amazing severance package and gave her a lot of time to go find something better. But she went to find something better. And I told her, I was like, look, they were just going to just continue to do that. That's a blessing. That's a blessing that you're getting the opportunity now to create something to where you can ride out the rest of your years easy. Because these people were, there was not an end to what they would take. They would compensate her, but she couldn't have time to enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, here's money. Here's all this like notoriety. Yeah, you're 5 under the top dog of the entire company. You're just 5 underneath them or whatever, but you can't enjoy it. You don't have any time to go. Your whole family gets to, but you don't. So, yes, exactly, Grace. Me. Because you are the master of your universe. We are all the masters of our universe. And as long as we are all creating for our greatest and highest good and continue to do good for other people and continue to do good in this world and put a good stamp, a good ripple, right? You're trying to put a good ripple in the pond of the universe, right? That universal current. Just keep casting out good ripples. And this is all that is required of you. That is what comes back to you also. Find grace with potential to better time. Funny, Jax. You're funny. Just found out yesterday that your official divorce date will be January 28th. I was just thinking about you. I had a feeling. It was coming at the beginning of the year. Yay. I had a feeling. I knew it, girl. I knew it. I was like, I'm going to get on and I'm going to hear news about her freedom at the very beginning of the year. I knew it. God dang, dude, my intuition is on point. Frick, it is like on point, and it is like fast. It's instant. I can't tell y'all like how freaking cool it's been. My intuition is like instant. It's so good because I take the time to make sure that I am very connected and then it's clean. I scrub it clean with a wire brush before I come and tune in. I mean, y'all are too. Find balance of giving to others and giving to ourselves. Yes, new ways. Good, Grace. I'm so excited for you. This is going to be so freeing. I can't tell you. These are the final, like, you still have a tether. You're still tethered. Once the tether is released, right? You've got all these tentacles holding on to you, right? So you're one by one peeling off all these tentacles so that you have the freedom to move and move forward. Occasionally, you'll have a tentacle grab you and try to pull you back. All you got to do is just be like, okay, no, let go, I'm done. I'm done with you. And I'll be like, are you sure? You'll be like, I most certainly am. I call it the tentacles of the past, trying to come and make sure you're on the right path. Make sure that your head's in the right place. These are the things that will come back and try to lure you back, right? To recreate the old scenarios, to get you to test you, to see if you're ready. And you will be tested and tested and tested and tested to make sure that you are ready to receive. I got to tell y'all, when I got my cosmetology license, I had to pass the state board exam 4 times before they would let us graduate. And then we go and take the actual practical and the written with the actual state board examining crew. But they don't let you graduate. They don't give you your diploma and allow you to go and take the test until you pass it 4 times. So if you take it and you don't pass it, you still have to pass it 4 times. So if it takes you 5, if it takes you 6, if it takes you 8, that's what it takes. But they don't let you out to go and take the big examination in my beauty college that I went to. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I passed all 4 times, of course, because I'm a nerd. But it helps, it totally helped me because repetition is the key for me. Repetition is my best teacher for me personally. And I am a graduate, summa cum laude, of the School of Hard Knocks. So you got to really make sure that I've got it down pat. And if I'm going to get it down pat, it's going to be on repeat. That's how I get things down pat. That's why I love Dr. Joe Dispenza's teachings, because you can listen to an hour-long video of his, and it's basically these like 25-minute increments of repeated message that locks it in. And he is a little redundant. There is only so many times that you can hear what he has to say, but there are many others out there who will also provide information about the vibration, law of attraction, manifestations, things of that nature that he speaks of, about neuroscience and all the things. But that repeat thing, very helpful. Very, very helpful. Yeah. Grace. You're funny. 3 times for French, 4 times with 30 in math, 3 times. Oh, wow. Wow. Tech mechanic. Nice. I almost was going to do mechanic work, but I decided on cosmetology instead. I was like, do I want to be filthy or do I want to be beautiful? So I was like, I'll just go be clean. I'll work in a clean environment. And then I keep on attracting the divine masculine that knows how to do all that. So I'm good. My person right now, ooh, he knows so much. He's so good. He's so smart. Finally learned your karmic lesson with repetition. I mean, yeah. And that's it. And that's kind of what karma is. That's what karma is. We came here to learn these lessons. That's what we came here to figure out, to pay this off and hopefully not, accrue more. We don't want to accrue anymore. Well, Most of us don't. You know. Yeah, very. I like that. Go be filthy or go be beautiful. I like the idea though of making people feel really good about themselves. And that's why this was such a seamless transition into spiritual assistance, psychic work, and mediumship. This was such an easy transition for me, and that's what my medium was making clear to me too, is that when I was behind the chair, people were booking with me, and yes, my books were always full. I'm very talented, very skilled, but it wasn't all that. It was the guidance, the connection, the conversation. He says, your books are full all the time because people enjoy being in your energy. People enjoy your energy. And I was like, oh, but I thought I was good at hair. He's like, no, you're good at hair. You just, they enjoy your energy. And I was like, oh, oh, I was like, just don't diss my hair because I'm pretty good. I spent 25 years doing it. So uh, I'm very protective of my abilities. But yeah, it was me making people feel good on the outside versus just on the inside and outside. My conversations in the chair were my attempt to make people feel good on the inside too, because I was just working on the outside appearance. I was working on, whatever they needed, waxing, makeup, nails. I landed in barbering, which was different, but I'm really good at doing short haircuts, and I love to do fades, like really, really good. But that was something about working with men. It's very trying for me. It was 50-50. It's okay. It's just kind of frustrating. Kind of frustrating. You love your hairdresser because we always have the great conversation. Exactly. Yes, exactly. I called it therapy. You're not coming in for just hair. You're coming in for an experience. You're getting therapy with my chair in my corner, and we're having fun, and we're cutting up, and we're laughing. I got jokes. My manager would always comment. She was like, I just hear your laugh from across the shop all the time. That laugh, that laugh, that laugh. That's all I hear. That laugh, that laugh. I would always hear that because I'm giving my client an experience, right? Because it's you and me. I'm locking it in. I'm going to elevate your soul. I'm going to make you realize your potential. I'm going to hold your hand, like I say, walk you over to the mirror and introduce you to yourself. This is what I love to do. I love it. I love it so much. It's been a passion my whole life. Therapy. Yeah. So you can do it inside, outside. Um, I like to do it outside, but I have I'm never going to let my license go. I love the fact that I have it. Um, I earned it. I'm good at it. And now on to the next, right? Like I was talking about the reinvention. I was with the most thankless job I've ever had. Probably the most thankless job I've ever had was, I want to say, working in aviation. When I worked in aviation, that was just so stressful and awful and difficult. And again, it was a lot of men, very difficult environment. Even cocktail waitressing was better than that. And that's kind of a low vibe because everybody, when they're drinking, they're not there because they're, the barflies aren't there because they're, super happy and life is fantastic. You know what I mean? Um, some people are there for that, but then you got, but anyway, yep, I worked with my ex. So aviation sucked because it was my ex-husband also. Yeah. He took me out of hair and made me do aviation just because of I have a good memory, and like I still have part numbers memorized. I memorized all the credit card numbers so I could like order like really fast and I could type without looking at the keyboard. So I'm very organized. I have a fantastic memory. My customer service skills are off the charts. So I built immediate connections with all of the vendors so I could sweet talk the vendors into sending us parts faster. So he was weaponizing me. Whatever. Whatever. I looked at it like I was helping these pilots get their airplanes, but they're millionaires and they're babies and they're spoiled pilots, that are, some of them are doctors and using their stuff for good causes, but most of them are just millionaire brats. And I did not like it. I just didn't, the clientele, my coworker, who's a poopy head. Hey, Ruby, how are you, love? Good to see you. Oh, my gorgeouses are here. Who like? What's who like? Green Grinch. I like it. It's gonna be Christmas from my single collective. Yes. Okay. I like it. That's a fantastic collective suggestion, Jax. I love it. Let's get another deck though, because this one, she thick AF. Okay. Yay. Thank you, Jax, everybody. Thank you, Jax, for that awesome suggestion. How are you, Ruby? I missed everybody so much. Oh my gosh. I just had these in the last deck, remember? 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. Holy repeat, Batman. And y'all see, I split like... Oh, repeat. 3 of Swords. All the same cards. Oh my gosh. Are you in the States, Ruby? If you are in the States, did you have a good holiday? Do you celebrate that? I'm in the alignment of Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family movie when it comes to Thanksgiving. My thought process on it is more in the line of Wednesday Addams, but I do enjoy gathering and I enjoy spending time with family because I'm a Cancer. It's just there. And all my Libra stuff, I enjoy good conversation and enjoying, I enjoy the fact that my person got to see and spend time with his family and feel that love from everybody. So that warmed my heart to see all of them together. So I like it. Yes, me too. You're in England? Okay. See how us Americans are? We're so greedy. We're so selfish. Everybody had it. Happy Thanksgiving. Like, I don't celebrate that. I believe y'all may have your own. Oh, you know what? My guide was trying to make it the United States of England. Master Saint Germain, he was working towards that. And the French Revolutionary War happened and all that stuff. And then the rest is history or whatever. Isn't that wild? The history you learn. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Singles. All of my single collective. How is Christmas going to be for my singles? Single as a Pringle, baby. How's Christmas going to be? Immediately. Okay. 3 of Wands. Looking ready. Looking on. Looking forward. This is good. You feel like something's coming. Something's coming in. You could be resting. A lot of y'all are getting some good rest, taking this time to kind of recharge your battery. If you've got time off work, yeah, you've got a new beginning coming in next year. Some of you are looking forward to some new opportunities coming in. What else for the singles? Single and ready to mingle, my little Pringles. I see you. Whoa. 6 of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. Okay. So this is something. Okay. Virgo energy coming out with the Hermit. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, you're taking this time in hermit mode right now. So all of y'all are just kind of hunkered down. It's the calm before you start to see what's coming in, that new opportunity coming in. I feel like there is an opportunity for somebody coming in where it's going to be noted, where you're each feeling the advancements towards one another. There is reciprocity and effort. Reciprocity and effort. So as much as they put in, you put in. When you have things to do, they're happily able to fill their time productively, not toxically. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about this person being out being stupid. Feels healthy. Yep. You don't have to worry about them being stupid. The Page of Wands and the Tower was trying to come out, but they flipped back in. Speaking of, right? The Hanged Man and the Hermit both coming out here. So, coming into the new year with a fresh perspective about not rushing into anything, taking your time to wait, to see if somebody is going to match your energy. Looking forward to the opportunity for somebody to come forward to do this. I think there's a lot of you just kind of holding faith that this is going to pay off this time around. The Nine of Swords out here with the Temperance and the Strength card. Temperance and Strength are about bravery, courage, and patience. Bravery, courage, patience, balance. This is emotional and spiritual balance. This is about you being very aware of your worth, your value, setting your standards to this new level. Definitely to a new level. The Four of Cups has you the Four of Cups is a card that is the energy of making lists. Not literally, but this is about you making note of what is not and what is, what should not be and what should be. Knowing what doesn't work and then trying out something new that you've heard about, that you felt like this might be it for you, right? Something you've heard resonated and you want to try this instead because what you've tried before hasn't worked. And you're like, nope, that ain't it. That ain't it. But if you're pouring out that one, that ain't it. You've got more opportunities waiting, lined up, ready to go. But this is you understanding and figuring out, right? Look at all this pouring these cups out. The cup being filled right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. There it goes. There is a dove pouring into this cup. How divine is that? This is a new level type of connection with new intention, not old intention, not how you did things before, right? Old ways, right? They got to be working. They've got to be living on their own. They have to be single and available, right? We have base level stuff that we've kind of been shopping with before. Now you're setting it a little bit higher. This person has to be emotionally aware and available. This person has to be of a different caliber type of person, right? You're looking for somebody who might be a little bit more spiritual this time around. You might be looking for somebody this time around who is more on your level and not accepting anything else. The Death card out here. There's that Ten of Swords again. Death card. Big transformation. Not doing things the way you did before. Queen of Swords. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Hi, Athena. How are you, love? Good to see you. Bring on the divine masculine. Yes, ma'am. Libra time. There she is, darling. Here's Libra for you. Got Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Virgo, Leo out here also. So there's conversations happening. Anytime you're talking to somebody, you're having conversations, and these are long-term conversations. The Page of Swords is not the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is like, hey, nice to meet you. Let's go on a date and start that old thing I used to do, the 3-date rule, and then we get to do this, and then we get to do that, and 2 weeks we're open for physical connection, all the old school rules. Or I'm talking to you, therefore I claim and own you, right? No, no. This is a long time of a conversation building. The Page of Swords is an information seeker. This is somebody who learns, right? We can't learn the complexity of a person in a short amount of time. Think of the complexity of you. Could you explain you in about 5 or 6 conversations? Everything you've ever done, think, feel, dream, want, working on? Could you explain all that in 5 or 6 conversations? Could you explain it all in about a couple of months? I'm still thinking of things I haven't thought of that I'm bringing up to my person. And we've been talking for almost a year, coming up in March, right? It's right around the corner where we've been speaking. And I also, a lot, like we talk a lot. We had a lot of conversations because we speak so easily to one another. But I'm still discovering things that I haven't said, I haven't mentioned. Still learning things about him. Right? There's a major discovery phase, but we spent a good chunk of time in that 4 months. So we probably squeezed about 7 months of conversation in 4 months' time before we decided we're going to move forward with this. Let's go ahead. Let's commit. Let's go all in. 4 months, though. 4 months of no contact, no, nothing. When we had chances, we had opportunities, we talked about it. Pisces in the house. I know how you feel. Yeah. Are we twinning? Not a hippie boy toy. Stop. We need a divine, spiritually attuned masculine. There's a lot more of that coming out. I want to tell you, there's a lot more of that coming out. I have high hopes for that. That my whole perception is kind of shifting a little bit. I had a lot of hopes for there's a few that are coming up with the children. Okay, the children are able to discern from this crazy 3D world, or actually attuning to who they are earlier and earlier, right? So I have high hopes for how kids are nowadays, being able to be more spiritual, more spiritually aware. And then you have the rest who are just want to be in the crowd and 3D and, toxic and all the things, and just settle into humaning and, or worse, American humaning. Hey, Cecilia, good to see you. Welcome. Yay. A healed man. Yes. Healing. Yes. Healing. There's a lot more divine masculine that are stepping up. I've seen it. There's some sitting in my room right now. My person is a healed, evolved, spiritually aware person. It's a thing. It's a beautiful thing. And the divine feminine is the spiritual leader. And when you start raising your standards, That is the leader, right? What does this society do? They conform, they follow, they are educated, and they learn, and they will follow, and they will listen. They will listen to somebody who has that divine wisdom, who has that information, who feels tapped in, connected, who feels as close to your spiritual abilities as possible. And when you pair in that way, it's almost as if you're untouchable. You're untouchable. There are things that will test you, but that is your journey. That is your lesson to continue to evolve with. You know what I mean? And the couples that want to pair with each other and say, "Hey, look, I accept that this is an issue. I understand that nobody is perfect, and I do see that, this is something that we need to figure out. We need to figure this out." And by we, I mean the person who has the issue. If it is my thing, it is for me to deal with. And my person would support me doing that. And they would accept that. And they would be like, you know what? I appreciate your acknowledgement of this. I support whatever you need to make that happen. I'm here for you. Do you need time? Do you need space? Do you need to talk it out? Right? That's support, supporting you. Instead of just, oh, well, you just fucked it and you just all the time and everything and you, and I go through this and blah, 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 making it worse, It's easy to do that. This society, when the ego kicks up or we feel slighted or hurt or we take it personally sometimes, but if you're able to have accountability and ownership over what you're experiencing, and you're able to say, look, I understand that I am not perfect, and I caught this little moment, and I'm going to do better. I caught it, I see it, I acknowledge it. It's going to be different moving forward. I'm going to make sure that I try to not let that happen again, and then make that conscious effort. Understand, and do that work, whatever that mental work is. Right? I go to this thing where I start to, you know, attach old connection things to my current partnership, and I have to just, that's not them. That is crazy. That is a crazy thought to think that this person is this person, because can't possibly be physically true. It couldn't possibly. It is physically, and it's literally impossible for this person to be that person, although there are things that are happening that are triggering a memory in me. That's what that is. If it's not the exact same thing, in which case that would need to be addressed and talked about. But this is a conversation that y'all would have, right? And this is a learning experience. Y'all need to learn. This is what that time period is about talking and learning and figuring this out. Whenever you have these partnerships and these connections, it's not just about, hey, nice to meet you. Here within about a few weeks, we're going to start deciding, whether we're in or out. It takes time. Y'all know I promote that 3-month rule. And I say rule as in a just kind of a guideline, not as in, if you don't do this, you screwed it up. You might as well just throw the whole thing away. You ruined it. Throw the whole batch out. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying it is ideal to take as much time as possible to get to know somebody, because it takes about 3 months for somebody's true, authentic self to come out, based on an experience or something that happens, because they cannot keep up the facade of the person I am presenting to you, right? We all put our best face forward when we meet somebody new, when we like them, when we want to impress them, when we want to have their attention on us, when we really like them and we want their focus on us too. We will put our best foot forward, but we can't always hold grace and composure in every single situation. Sorry, Grace, I'm saying your name. But it just fits. You're on board with that? So there is this time when you have to get to know somebody, and it takes about 3 months, and there will be a situation, and I'm not saying it's going to be you. I'm not saying that you are going to have a fight or anything like that. Say, traffic is just awful that day. And they have just had instance after instance after instance. How are they going to handle it? Are they going to come in and blow up at you? Are they going to take everything out on you? Are they a violent person? Are they going to come home and start slamming doors and being all like crazy wild, and just kind of have an outburst and need to get it out? And you're just like, whoa, where is this coming from? And then you're seeing something, right? Versus if you've already been intimate and then you're sitting in this situation and then now it's piling up and piling up and piling up, and then it's harder to detach from somebody if you've already been physical, if you've already connected and bonded with your souls. Okay. And I don't mean to sound all serious about it, but it really is. This world has put a lot of very lax view on the pairing and connection of physical intimacy between two people. It has desensitized us to it severely over time. It started happening. We watch a lot of Andy Griffith and I Love Lucy, just because they're freaking funny, dude. They are funny, and I love humor. But the beds split apart, and the very covered up people and the risque type of humor and stuff. And it was eventually kind of eked in and eked in and eked in. And we've been over time desensitized and just kind of thrown into this allowance of having all of this, valuing of our souls, our soul, that the value of our soul, of our spirit, of the creation of us. It kind of just it's been devalued over time. It just kind of feels like you don't have to look very far. You look on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, anywhere. A lot of people have, made a big fortune off of showing their entire selves, devaluing of themselves, devaluing of their body. I mean, there's a whole industry out there that is a very, very depleting of that entire connection, right? So, and that's just been this thing. And over time, it's just been this desensitization, but that's just the way it is. And that's just how it has to be. And even scientists have got involved and tried to explain it away through biology and science. And this is just, but spirituality, without getting too religious, has kind of reminded us that those connections are a lot deeper than we want to give them credit for. As much as we talk ourselves out of it, as much as we try to tell ourselves that it isn't. Think of the fact of you'll never ever forget your first time. Why is that? Why do you think that is? The first time. Now you're all thinking of your first time, right? Why do you never forget that? You just got hit in the head. Oh my God, are you okay? Oh my God, I hope you're okay. But yeah, that's just, it's a valuable thing. It is. It's a spiritual thing. It's a major thing. This is something that society has taken away from us. But I feel like something's coming in, and I feel like you guys are waiting and kind of looking for that reciprocated energy, right? Somebody who's giving as much as you are giving. And I think if you can hold out and let them reveal themselves over time to you, then you would be able to clearly decide at the end of that 3-month period whether or not this is worth continuing, or if it's something that feels like you guys would just be better off staying friends, or if you feel like this is just something where you kind of maybe have been misinformed and misdirected and you just want to part ways. That could happen at any point during the conversations and connections. Somebody could have something come out and it's just a deal breaker for you. And you're just like, I can't do this. I don't feel that way. That's why a lot of times whenever I start dating somebody, I have diarrhea of the mouth. I remove my filter completely and I just start saying all of the things, right? Everything that I've gone through, this is what I've been through, this is where I'm heading in life, and I just let it all out. This is my deal. This is everything about me. And I don't like cigarettes. I don't drink. I'm pretty straight edged for the most part. I meditate a lot. I don't watch TV. There's a lot of disclaimers that I got to get out there. And I kind of feel like that's it's a way for me to not waste time and not pretend and not have to be, dealing with somebody who's just going to be like, what do you mean you read tarot? What's that? What is that? I don't want to have to dumb myself down or explain myself a lot. So the fact that my person is also a reader, perfect, right? But I waited a long time and I was tested and I was tested and I was tested. And I was like, nope, 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 nope. None of it, none of it, none of it, none of it. And the conversation that I started having with the person that I'm involved with now had nothing to do with the fact of, hey, I'm attracted to you. No, it was about our common interests and the fact that we had an experience and it was something that we were kind of vibing on, and the conversation was so good and so smooth, and I couldn't stop talking. I couldn't stop talking about what we were talking about and the subject matter and all the things. And it was just like, because when you're in that vibe of your tribe and you start talking about the things you love, right? You know how it is, and you can't shut up. You can't stop talking about it because you love it so much. Next thing you know that a few sentences turns into hours. And next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, I've been talking forever. I got to get off. I got to get off this phone. I got to get off this app. I got to put this phone down, and then you get off and you can't stop thinking about the conversation and you want more. And then it begins. And so it begins. So Cecilia, you are your own twin flame, my baby. You want a divine partnership. Twin flame is not it. Twin flame is your higher self. You are your own twin flame. There is not another person outside of you that is a completion of who you are. You're in a vibrational alignment with your divine partner because you both have done the work. We can't sit around and hold our lives on hold and chase another person and wait for them to heal themselves. That's toxic. Life does not work that way. We can't attach to another person in that way. They either choose to connect with their higher self and heal themselves and do that inner work and become a better person as well as you, and y'all become a vibrational connection, or they can't, and somebody else would. I'm telling you, there's 8 billion people in the world. I'm telling you to attach and fix to one person is dangerous, because it will always disappoint you. We should never attach to a person, a place, or a thing. Only our mission. Only our mission. Everything else is temporary and can be taken away. Mm-hmm. He is good. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm so happy. He's amazing. We deserve it. But that's because I had to learn all this so that I could teach y'all. This is why we experience everything negative that we go through. It's so that you can take that experience and give it to somebody else. That is why we go through the things we go through, is so that you can give it to somebody else. You think everything that you know is just your knowledge? You think you're just walking around out here with your big, powerful brain and you're just like thinking things up? Your thoughts were given to you. Knowledge is given to you. Information is given to you, whether it comes from a higher power or outside of you, and you found some way to adopt to it and grab it and make it yours. Thank you. So does he. He deserves it. He deserves it. Oh my gosh, what he's been through. Jeez Louise, what he's been through. And so the fact that he now has Me as a partner is I'm just like, yeah, yay us, yay, yay for us. I'm excited, and it can happen. It can happen, but you cannot have that happen when your vibration is attached and closed off to any other potential because of you feeding and giving your energy and your power away. All of your power resides within self. Everything resides within self. Everything, because you're projecting everything inside of you. You can project anything inside of you on any single person you meet. Therefore, you can create a twin flame out of anybody because you're projecting what's inside of you. And whatever they mirror back is showing you what work you need to do, or it's showing you how to keep practicing what you've learned, applying that inner work to that partnership, to that connection. And whether or not that person is able to work back with you in the same way is whether or not that connection can continue or not. But a divine partnership is going to be somebody who's on the same page as you. You both resonate, you both agree, you're both working on the same things, common goals, common interests, connection, blinders for one another. Divine partnership. That's a healthy thing. That's a healthy thing. That puts a complete person and a complete person working together in unison. That is the divine goal, right? We don't want to give our power away and put it on somebody else and make it their responsibility for our happiness. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I don't trust anybody with my happiness but me, because I'm the best at it. I'm the best at it. I'm so damn good at it. I magnetize that in my entire world, in my existence. Look around me, right? I'm in charge of that. And if I am feeling down and low, it happens around me too, right? You'll notice that. Toe Beans, he's curled up right in front of the heater. He is right in front of that heater, and he does not move because it is freaking 20 something. Get the info, said. Oh, it's 32. Okay. Oh, it feels like 22 though. Why do they do that? It's freaking 22. The feels like. I know. Isn't he the greatest in the world? He's been all over me all morning, and I finally got him settled. And I kind of don't want to wake him. It's like waking the baby. And he'll be like, wah, wah. I don't want to wake the baby. He's sleeping. Y'all will see him later. He's quite the little star. He's very warm, though. He's content. I worked some coconut oil into his fur. Hi, Melanie. How are you? How are you, gorgeous? That's my friend right now. She has been following. She found me over on TikTok. She's like, if Muhammad won't come to the mountain. Hi, Melanie. Understood. Two beans. What's two beans? Toe beans. It's toe beans. He's got the little toe beans on his toes. They look like little jelly beans. With his little pads, they look like little pink jelly beans. His little toe pads. Mwah, love you back, Melanie. Yeah. So his toes have little beans. They look like little jelly beans or little kidney beans or anyway. Yeah, he's special. I'm so special. So let's get some other characteristics. Okay, so I got this handy dandy deck right here. What could be the next person coming in for my collective? My collective is ready. Oh, always. Cecilia, always. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. I'm late on the December love readings. Those are coming soon. Those are coming soon. December. I'm late for a very important date. I'm late. I'm gonna. Okay, so here's some deets. Here's some details. I made this in a day. It's so awesome. Come on, get together. Get it together. Oh, wait. It's like the Beatles come together right now over me. Here, come on. I'm going to have to listen to that one. Come together. Tall, dark, and handsome. Is that your order? Let's see. What could be this person coming in? Some characteristics. Could be an Aquarius. Okay. Could be an Aquarius or have Aquarius placements. I am an Aquarius rising. We are kind of awesome. I love Aquarians. My mom's Aquarius. I got a niece, a nephew. Some of my favorite cousins. Has a great job. This person has a great job and they are financially secure. Tell you what, most Aquarians I know are pretty well off, interestingly enough. Very athletic, jock. Could be like a gym rat, somebody that hangs out at the gym all the time. We got world traveled. So this is somebody who's been around. They got the travel bug, right? This is somebody who wants to travel. Sound perfect? Okay. A hot box. I tell you what. I heard this once, Grace. I heard this once. So take everything that you want your partner to be and put it on a list. Everything you want from your partner, everything you want out of a partner, put it on a list and then become it. Become that person to attract in, right? Like attracts like. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, this moves fast. What did I just tell y'all? Don't do that. But this moves fast. So this could be the same thing as like I was saying, right? So when Zen and I were talking, when Zen and I started talking, we would talk on the phone like a lot. Well, we text a lot. We would text and text and text and text and text. And then we finally decided to add phone conversations. And so it moved from DMs like for a long time and long DMs and then we moved into voice talk, like the voice, the little minute long voice recordings. Then we moved into that for a little while. And then the phone numbers got exchanged. Okay. And then, so we started texting on the phone. And then there was actual like a phone, like voice to voice conversation. And then those started happening. And then we would not hang up the freaking phone, right? Then we just wouldn't stop talking on the phone, right? So the conversations that we started having, like it feels like we squeezed in, right, a lot of months in a very condensed amount of time because of because of all the conversations that we particularly had. So it felt like it was moving fast, even though it took a long time. We paced it out, but we put a lot into that short amount of time. Oh, straight edged. I was just talking about that too. Straight edged, right? Never or hardly ever indulges. So this person is not like a big time indulger, like not a big drinker. They don't drink. They don't do the party stuff. They probably aren't a smoker. Or they hardly ever, right? So straight edged, nice straight edged person. Me too. You're headed to the SAC? Okay. Grand evening. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. You want the male version of you? That's what I got. Uh-oh. We've got somebody who could be a little bit shorter, somebody who's shorter in height, 5'4", maybe 5'7.5", almost 5'8", maybe not quite. Somebody's a little bit shorter. Maybe that's you. Oh, see, not your type. This, not your typical type, right? Not your physical type. This is some, like, immediately, like, we're all like, I want them to be 6 foot tall. They got to have a beard and lots of muscles and tattoos, right? Like, okay, but the problem with that is putting your specificities into their appearance is a very superficial thing to want to create for. You know what I mean? So we have to be very, very careful to not require superficial details when manifesting a connection. Okay. Because a connection is what a connection is. It has nothing to do with physical appearance. It has nothing to do with types. Because if your type was a thing, it would have worked so far, right? Mm-hmm. And very rarely, very rarely do the superficial type of connections really hold water anyway. Because if that's what you're building on, then that's kind of what is the base requirement. Sacramento. Ooh, nice. Grace. Oh my God. I'm very surprised that comment got through. Holy crap, girl. You're so funny. You're a hoot. I'm very surprised that comment got through. I want it straight with no cur. I'm dead. You're so funny. Oh, look, see, unlike anything you've ever known, this is totally different. Totally different. This person could be very educated, meaning they could have a college degree. They could have a doctorate, or, somebody who is very well read. They're world traveled. They could have multiple languages. They could speak multiple languages. They're very educated, though. So you meet at work, or you meet at their work. Okay. So this person may be somebody that you meet. Okay. Very tall, 6 foot plus. So you might be shorter. They might be taller, or they might be shorter and you might be taller, right? It could feel like a mismatch. But again, this is also trying to throw you off the scent. He sounds amazing. Okay, nice. Okay, let's see. There's an instant attraction. There's this instant attraction. You don't know what it is. I mean, even if this person is not your type, you just can't help yourself. You just feel drawn to them. You know how it is in certain energies, and you're like, oh my God, I love your energy. I just love your energy. I love the conversations you have. I like to hear you talk, right? You want to know more. There's this instant attraction. You feel drawn. You feel like really drawn in. I've got Cancer coming out. Could have Cancer placements. So far, we've got Aquarius and Cancer. Could have a very unusual name. This could be somebody with a very uncommon, a unique name, something you've never heard before. We've also got Libra placements coming out. Oh my God. I'm a Cancer sun, Libra moon, Aquarius rising. It's not me though, but I am very tall. Oh my God. It's not me. I'm not available. Uh-oh. Who told you that, Melanie? Who told you that? Not the well endowed. Careful, girl. Careful. You trying to be walking? It's me. Yeah, I'm all over this. Y'all are at my work. Here we go. They could have tattoos or piercings. Somebody who's got tattoos or piercings. Hey, Pisces gang. Got that Pisces energy coming out. This could be somebody who is older than you. Somebody who is older than you. So they're not your age and they're not younger than you. Could be older than you. Someone else introduces you. So someone introduces the both of you. And then once you meet, you inspire each other. Okay. This is that attraction, right? Y'all inspire one another. Y'all can really get each other going and start getting each other really amped up and creative and wanting to do. Me too. I like. Of course. Oh, I'm the older one in this I'm older by 2 years. Yeah, I got him by 2 years. You like that reading? Good. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Okay. Very brown, almost black eyes, like very dark brown eyes, almost black. Like you can't see any color or pigment. Oh my God, this is me. See, and this is not me. Open, available, ready to date. So this person is open, they're ready to date. They don't have anything going on. There's no additional hangups. There's nobody calling up being like, I want you back. None of that. None of that. This person is open and available, ready to go. Plug and play. Oh. That's an electronics term. That's electronics term. That means like you take it right out of the box, put it right in, and it's ready to go. Stop, y'all. Sounds so good. Manifest it, queen. Manifest it. We'd love to see it. All right. I'm glad you liked your little reading. Cute. So that's the singles. Singles ready to mingle. Like your little Pringles. Way to go, kids. What else? What else? What else? Okay. So we have a new year coming up. Let's look. We're going to pull some oracle here. Blank slate. New year, new you. New me. New us. What can I tell my collective? Blank slate, and I'll pull the Rebel deck. I'm going to pull that Rebel deck and cuss at you a little bit. All right, here we go. Blank slate, baby, and I'll write your name. Avoid stressful places, situations, and people. Avoid stressful places, situations, and people. Avoid it altogether. Check your energy. Check your energy and start adjusting accordingly. Okay. If you feel depleted, don't do it. If you feel elevated and like somebody is feeding you versus depleting you, go there. Redirect your energy. Set intentions during new moons and full moons. Okay. New and full moon energy. Utilize that. Start utilizing that new and full moon energy. New moon is about bringing in, and full moon is about releasing. Thank you, Spirit. So we just had a new moon, right? So of course there's a lot of this bringing in energy. Everybody's kind of new what's coming in type of focus. We are wanting to draw in right now. So this is definitely why a lot of my readings right now are pulling this energy. And full moons are about releasing. So removing blockages and seeing what's in your way, what's been deterring you, what's been distracting you, and getting rid of it. So start getting familiar. Start paying attention to the energy of what's going on. Like you'll see it in your algorithms. I know if y'all are watching tarot readings, then you definitely are aware with your other readers and the other spiritualists that you're probably following will talk to you and tell you when there are new and full moons, and even go so far as to help you utilize the energy that they're in with the placements, because that can also be powerful, whether it's in, Taurus and you want to utilize that for bringing in more focus for drawing money, or getting more grounded to start to build projects or create new hobbies, or if you want to draw in on Libra energy, and you want to focus on your relationships, and you want to do some work there, and you want to start to create new relationships, or you want to really look at what needs to change in relationships, whatever. But starting to look at those and pay attention to a lot of that. Okay. Setting intentions during new and full moons. Find a new hobby or revisit an old one, right? Again, as I was just talking about that Taurus stuff. So find a new hobby or revisit an old one, right? A lot of our time has been pouring into things that are not giving to us. So redirecting that energy and start pouring into something that will benefit you, that pours into you. There's a lot of energy that just gets spent, wasted, right? Just throwing it out the window. This is the equivalent to just opening up the door and running the AC. Same thing as sitting around on your phone all day, scrolling through social media. Same thing. I equate it to the same thing. Sitting around with your AC on and the door wide open. You're just burning energy for no reason. There's a better way. There's a better way to spend that energy of yours, a more powerful way. Utilize it. Benefit towards self. Consider getting additional schooling or training. Okay. So this is a way to better yourself, to improve, for self-improvement. Self-improvement, knowledge is power. I say this all the time. Clean up your social media accounts. Clean up those social media accounts. This has to do with who you're following. This has to do with, if you need to go through and block somebody, if you're sick and tired of seeing somebody pop up, block them. If you're addicted to going on to somebody's negative ass page, block that shit. Do everything you can to deter yourself and go in a different direction. Clean up your algorithm. If your algorithm is nothing but negativity and sadness and grief, start looking for more positive things. Start getting more happiness and more joy flowing in. Start looking at things that'll help improve your day to day. All right. So if you're going to be sitting on social media, take the time to clean it up. Do that intention work. Make it work for you. Do more of what makes you feel good, right? Stop doing that negative stuff. Stop focusing on our depleting and start focusing on our ascension, on our development, on our growth. Cry if you need to. Oh my God, this is me. Cry if you need to. I've been saying this for about a few weeks now, that I need to schedule some time to cry. I need to schedule time. I need to block it out. Oh, hi, Zen. I did. Did I forget our record? I know. We would talk, Zen and I would talk for a 24-hour total, and the phone would hang us up. And so we would have to get back on the phone and we try it again. So we would be on the phone for 72 hours in a row trying to make the phone do. And the phone every single time would hang us up at 23 hours and 58 minutes or 23 hours, 59 minutes and 58 seconds. It would just hang us up. We're like, damn it. We were trying so hard to be on the phone consecutively for 24 hours. We tried it multiple times and it couldn't happen. That was our fun little game that we played. We played mini games while we were on the phone playing around, but isn't that funny? Aren't we sickening? Aren't we disgustingly? We're like, oh, but oh, I know it's I just I thoroughly enjoy his energy. I really like talking to him. I like spending time with him. I do. I do. I just do. And it's because he's done so much work on his energy. He's done so much work to kind of focus on his healing and his ascension. And so it's, same as me. When you do that, people are drawn to that and people want to be around that. So grand evening, Jax. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Take care. Thank you much. Practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness and spend time with a pet. Oh, my baby. Yeah. Pets are fantastic ways for us to get that unconditional love and to teach us how to love. Pets are an amazing way to show us how that we are able to communicate without even speaking the same language. We can give and show appreciation for each other without even knowing each other's languages, but can still get them and communicate and vibe. It's and show affection and give and receive. And we know when they're scared, we know when they're hungry, we know when they're tired. um, we tend to them, we care for them, we know when they're hurt, when they need us. And that's an amazing thing, to be able to connect with something and not have to have that verbal communication, right? They teach us so much. They teach us so much about connecting and being outside of ourselves. Yeah, cry if you need to. Isn't that funny, Grace? I need to schedule it because I don't have time to be puffy and fight that. So I do need to schedule time to get it out. I've been fighting it for a while and it keeps seeping out. And I'm like, no, I have to work and I don't need to be puffy, or my makeup looks good and I got to get on. And yeah, so I have to schedule time when I just want to just be off for a couple of days and just do nothing. And I can sit and just get it out and be a mess, and nobody needs to see that. And I don't want to give that to anybody else. I don't want that to be on anybody else. That's for me to purge and get out of me. But cry if you need to, right? I'm spending a lot of time holding it in. The more you hold it in, it's going to pop out, and I will need it to do that. So I have got to schedule it. Isn't that funny though? I have to schedule time to cry. Isn't that funny? It's because I have this work to do. I practice mindfulness with my energy, with my focus, with my intention, right? This is being aware, self-aware. Mindfulness is being aware of a feeling coming up because of a situation or circumstance, so that you can approach it differently. Mindfulness is about being aware of your state of being. Are you being of a loving energy? Are you giving a lot of resistance? Are you giving a little bit of this kind of crass, drawn back attitude? Or you have something going on underneath, right? Being aware, being mindful. Mindfulness is about being at one with your soul, being at one with your soul and your heart, knowing what's going on and being conscious of that. And yeah, so that there is from the Blank Slate deck. Blank slate. I hope that helps. I like this new deck. Hi, Susan. I mean, right? I'm crazy. Well, we're responding and we are empathetic and we are absorbing energy, and it's just a matter of you being able to be aware of that. So that mindfulness is being aware of what's going on around you. So the crazy, yeah, you can get crazy. I allow myself some craziness. I got to get it out. I have these little outbursts of energy, and I usually reserve that for me and the pets, because I can then get really goofy and wild, and no one will laugh at me or have that to use against me later, because the pets won't tell on me. But it can be funny and have a reaction and see. This is like running around the house singing and being goofy and dancing and pointing at them and talking to them, and they're like, there she goes again, being silly. So giving myself permission to be crazy like that. Yeah. All right. Rebel deck. I'll cuss at you a little bit. Uh-oh. Here we go, kids. You look like a shit show. Uh-oh. You're a hot mess. Fact. Clean yourself up. Ooh. Clean yourself up. I get guilty of this. If I'm sitting around for many, many days, then I will go through it. When I'm going through it, there's very little I want to do for self. If I'm going through it, good luck if I even brush my teeth before noon. Before noon sometimes. I mean, I'll go through my whole afternoon sometimes, and I'm like, oh yeah, guess I better go brush my fangs. Like a layer and a half on there, and You know, maybe you did it the night before, if the depression hasn't carried over. You know what I mean? And you definitely need a bath, but you can't just stomach the fact of just nurturing or caring for yourself sometimes. Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you have to just sit in it and just feel your feelings. You got to go through the feelings. You have every right to do that. You're a human being. We are allowed to feel sadness. We're allowed to feel pain. We're allowed to feel it. That's your human birthright. But it has an expiration date, kids. It does. There's a time when you need to just kind of say, you know what? Okay, enough of that. That's enough of that. That's about all I'm going to do for that energy. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, throw your butt in the shower, brush those fangs, and get out there and give them something to look at. I would say that. Brush my fangs. You equals tight ass. Loosen the fuck up. Control freaks don't get laid. Control freaks don't get laid. Loosen up. So if you're too much in everybody's business, if you're trying to tell everybody what to do, if you're making sure that everybody's following the rules, if you've got everybody making sure that they're on your tight schedule and your tight ship's mandations and recommendations, loosen up a little bit. You're kind of being a tyrant. Nobody wants to be around that. You're being a little militant. You're not the boss of everybody. As much as we like to think we are. You are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. Act like it. Stop giving your power away. I see this so many times with so many people saying that they hurt me. They're, you know, this, they or that. They. Them. This situation isn't this, so I can't. My boss is this way, so I don't have the room to. My situation is bigger than anybody else's, so you just don't understand what I'm going through, right? You're giving your power away. You are way more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for. You're a badass. Act like it. Act like it. You're being shady. Okay, watch out. Shit could get ugly. If you're being shady, if you're trying to get away with something, if you're playing games, don't play games. Just be direct. A lot of times people want to instigate and stimulate and make people realize without being direct. We want people to get it, right? And we want to be the one to kind of send the message. And there's a way to do things that is a respectful way, and there's a way to do things that will just kind of prolong the inevitable. Being direct is a better way of being shady on front of trying to get away with something or trying to have things go in your favor. If you're being manipulative, shit could get ugly. It's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. It's not worth it to try to get away with something. If it feels like something is going to be frowned upon or something you're going to have to explain, I would just think twice. I would think twice about doing something. Some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. Some good shit's about to happen. And if you're still focusing on what's going wrong and what happened to you and how you're such a victim and everybody else is to blame, you're going to miss the good stuff. You're going to miss the good stuff by sitting there pointing your finger around and trying to find somebody to blame and trying to sit there and make sure everybody knows who's accountable and what happened and when it happened. You're not able to focus on the now and the beauty of what's coming in when you're always looking backwards or protecting yourself from the pain you've already experienced. Okay? Don't let your issues fuck it up. Some good shit's about to happen here. Vulnerability is hot as fuck. Drop the ego. Drop the fucking ego. Vulnerability is hot as fuck. Okay? If you're out there just knowing that you are everything, you are God's gift, that's a lot to live up to. That's a lot to live up to for all the time, for all the moments, for every moment of every day, to keep up with that image, that persona, that edge. It's hard. Just be authentic. Just be your authentic, natural self. Vulnerability, being open, being vulnerable, being being vulnerable is hot as fuck. Letting people see that you have a heart and you have a soul is not a bad thing. So many people now are so trained to be so hard and so, tough, and you don't want to mess with me. Everybody's got that fuck around and find out kind of attitude going on. But being a vulnerable, open soul and showing the world that you actually have a heart and you actually have a soul is pretty beautiful. It's amazing. It's very few and far between nowadays, right? It's few and far between. I like it. I feel different. I feel different if I'm out there being pure of love. If I'm giving you my authentic self, if I'm showing you my softer side, if I'm showing you how I feel deeply, and that's okay. It's okay to feel deeply. I'm a freaking human. That's okay, right? It's okay to be human. Not all made of stone. Vulnerability is hot. So is self-control. Other side of that coin. I know, right? Me too. Oh, Grace, me too. Me too. Yeah, being open to say I have feelings, I have a heart, I have a soul, I'm capable of loving. I'm open to protecting your heart and soul. Your heart and soul is safe with me. That's hot, dude. That's hot. I feel safe with that, right? And we all kind of have that princess rescue syndrome anyway, deep down at the core of everything. And if your person is saying, I love, I hurt, and I understand what pain feels like, and I'm going to help us not have that happen. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that doesn't happen. Ooh, yummy. So much a turn on. Yeah. Sensitivity, vulnerability. Yeah. That's hot. I know. It's so sweet. Cause you can find toxic masculinity. It's petulant. It's childish. It feels like a middle school. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to sit around and feel like, I'm going to be made fun of, or I have to, mind my P's and Q's. I have to be perfect at all times. That's hard to keep up with. That's hard to maintain. And let's face it, the person who's demanding that of you also can't pull that off. So, you know, let us take our little pointer fingers and make sure that we're aware of the three pointing back and take care of these. Take care of these and go ahead and tuck this one back in and just do our own work. Bring him on. I know. Well, do that inner work, baby. Be the vibration. Your vibration is going to be what everything around you is the result of. Everything in your world is a result of your vibration, whatever you're vibrating at. So that needs to be the core focus. And whatever that core focus is, whatever that work is being done on that, that's what's going to help you. Okay. Oh, okay. Nice. So, all right under 2 hours, nobody is going to watch a 2-hour long live stream. So I'm going to hang up for now. Inner work needs to continue to happen. It's ongoing. I still have to apply it. I have to apply it all the time. And that's the thing, is you get these tools and then you start to work with them throughout your life, and you have to go through your healing journey to acquire the tools to be able to uh, uh, work at the problems as they come up. That's all it is. And I'm happy to help be one of the ones that helps you locate and find the correct tool that works for the project you're working on. I'm happy to help you. I'm honored. You're so welcome. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your interaction. Thank you everybody who contributed to the chat, and thank you all for your beautiful energy, for being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I love you too. I love you too. So thank you all so much. I will see y'all very soon. I am going to go over to TikTok later, so I will see y'all over there after a while. all of the love, light, and abundance you can possibly stand, because there's plenty of the opposition out there. So y'all need some love and light, come see me.